Welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing? Lovely Sunday evening, man. What is the date? 26th, man. God, April is already almost over, guys. Before you know it, it will be May. Okay, naturally that comes after April. But look, guys, I want to catch up on some comments and some questions. I just got back on this side of town, rather. I had two side jobs to knock out. Actually, well, I don't call it a break job a side job because that's, I don't know. Yeah, any of you mechanics out there that work on the side got those customers that's just picky. I mean, super picky, like who work on their car. I got this one guy, don't matter what it is. I am the only one to work on his car. He got a brake job he won't done. I've been putting him off, not intentionally. I really haven't had time. I've been putting him off for like 2 weeks. Uh, Finally, I said, okay, man, I can do it Sunday right at the certain amount at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Okay, so we met up today. Man, it can be some of the simplest stuff. He only want JT to. It's like, God, brakes. Anybody can do brakes, man. It ain't, you don't have to wait on me. I mean, like, but some people are like that. Anyway, man. I finally got a chance to sit down and catch up on some what up, Cape? Catch up on some things. What you doing, man? You busy? You want this you want to jump in here? I'm finna chit chat, catch up on some comments. Let me see how you ain't doing nothing. Hop in, man. Where is it? Is that it? Is that how you do this? Yeah, right down. Okay, guys. I'm gonna catch up on some comments. Look, here's what we're gonna do. I got a fairly. Let me put this on this screen. Ooh, that is small. I don't know if I can read that. Okay. Laughing Chaos, man. He asked me a question. Tips. Thanks for the great videos. My question is it okay to use infrared thermometer on the transmission pan to check the temperature of the fluid on my Dodge Caliber CVT transmission? After taking it for a good run, I want to check the level of the fluid. Thanks again for the videos. Keeping up. Laughing Chaos. That CVT unit, man. That thing actually got a dipstick, or at least it should. I just put it in the chat, in the information chat, Caper. At least it should. Now that car been known to break the dipstick, so if you don't have a dipstick tube, yours broke. But the thermometer, I've seen cats do that. Use a thermometer to measure the temperature of the fluid. Now, like I said, I've never done it, but I've seen guys do it. Okay. How accurate that is, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's accurate or not. So let me see how you do this.
Just 1 second. I'm playing with my camera here.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure how accurate that is, buddy. So if it's if you can get in it, I mean, if you can the thing about it, man, we're talking about measuring the temperature of the fluid. We're talking about measuring the temperature of the fluid. Thing about that is that thermometer is built, that's a CVT. That thermometer is built on the valve body. So it's pretty accurate. It's just you need a scan tube to read it. So, but like I said, I see a lot of guys use the thermometer to measure the temperature of their fluid, but actually they're measuring the temperature of the pan, which the fluid is in the pan. But I mean, I'm not sure how accurate it is. I think a better option is to view the digital temperature using a scan tool. You probably need a real good scan tool. I can imagine you need a real good scan tool. So I don't know, man. Go for it. See, when you do it, let me know how. Let me know. Like I say, this is a CVT, and you likely have a dipstick. So, but you might want to know the temperature of it. So I don't know, man. Go for it. Who is this? Kate Daniel, what's going on, man? 0814. 08 Buick LeSabre that idles too high, and I have replaced the idle air control, MAF, and a throttle control. Guy, you went back. 03 model. You talking about a MAF sensor. Most of the you know, the cars and speed density map sensor. You using a mass airflow sensor. What you say is idling too high? That's the first thing I was gonna mention, man. A MAF sensor. You replaced it already? Idle's too high, and I have replaced the idle and throttle. Only thing you can do now is, man, search for any particular vacuum leaks. See if you got any vacuum leaks. You know, that's the only, besides the MAF sensor, which does help with idle. You got to start looking around for vacuum leaks. This is an 03 model, so I can almost imagine there's a lot of vacuum hoses tied into the intake manifold. You will have to track it down to see. So, you know, I go that route. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, try that and see what happened, man. Walter Rodriguez or Rodriguez. Hi. What's going on, Walt? John Pashan. What's going on, guy? What's going on, guy? Caper, what is going on, man? What you been up to, man?
Oh, not too much. My green screen is giving me trouble. It's falling down behind me, but
you ain't figured that thing out yet, man. I see some of your videos where you in the car, your head turned. You got that part to work, right?
Yes, you can do it. You can do anything with editing, but it's a mess here. Let's see if we can change the angle a little bit there.
Okay, what's going on in Canada, man?
Oh, it's crazy. It's a whole lot of nothing. This wheel behind me is real low.
Oh, okay. You I see you what I was gonna say?
The Mustang? The Mustang?
Yeah. What's going on with that project?
So that was the popular hot rod engine I was telling you about a while back. Yeah, so the engine that I'm putting in that was on the cover of this magazine right here.
Oh, that's what's up. You made it to the magazine?
Yeah, well, it made it to the magazine before I got it. I bought it after the fact, so I didn't make it famous. I can't take credit for that.
What's the plan for it?
Get it back together. It's been up on mothballs since 5 years. So I broke it. I broke it about 5 years ago, and I was so tired of working on it. I just pushed it to the side of the garage and forgot I had it.
Oh wow!
But all the spare time that we're having with the coronavirus,
right? Too much. What they call it, quarantining.
Quarantine. So if I got a quarantine at home, I got to do something. So me and my wife, we drug the car at the garage and was putting a little polish on it today. There, and father-in-law's my engine guy. He's my Pat Musey.
Okay.
So no, he's there's engine builders and there's engine builders. My father-in-law, he has the touch, and it's I got some nice footage of him putting the engine back together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Let me who is this going on over here? Hey, good man. I appreciate that bit of advice. Kate Daniels, John, what's up, guys? Tanya Alice, I can't pronounce it. Should the control valve solenoid be replaced also when swapping cam phasers in a 2011 3.6 Pentastar? The control valve, that's is that called a control valve? You talking about the boat? I assume you're talking about the boat. The guy, I don't do it. But it is I mean, it's a wearable item just like anything else. I guess I would do it if you're doing phasers. You might as well go in with a new boat. Plus, it's not that expensive. I have no idea on my phone is. Hold on, man. Let me turn this down. Yeah, oil control valve. That's called an oil control valve. Yeah, I would go in. I would. I just don't. But I assume it wouldn't hurt anything. In fact, it'd give you a peace of mind knowing it's new. Okay, so yeah, man, that's a pretty tough job. You tackling phasers. You know, I have yet to upload the video. Matter of fact, I'm editing it now. Some guy, one of my subscribers, you know, been asking me about that. I'm actually in the process of editing that. I had to finish that 3-part series on that Nag Transmission. So I'm gonna try to upload that tomorrow, guy. but I'm sure if you know how to do phasers, the bolt is a piece of cake. It just holds a phaser on or control valve. So I would go in with a new one if I was you, personally, myself. Let me wrap these up right quick.
Yep.
Walter Rodriguez, 2015 Town and Country valve oil leak. Is that a big job? 2015 Town and Country valve oil leak. What do you mean valve oil leak? If you're talking about oil
Valve
filter
cover?
adapter housing, maybe he talking about. That's got to be what he's talking about. Because a 2015 van gonna have a 3.6 in it. You likely talking about a oil filter adapter housing. No, that is not a hard job. In fact, once the intake get off, that oil control valve is right there in your face. Once you get the upper intake off, it should be right there in your face, guy. So Mika, what's going on, man? Tanya, like, yes, the bolt. Yeah, I would, guy. I would, because it's inexpensive and it give you a better peace of mind knowing it's new. So yeah, I would definitely go in with a new bolt. But Caper, did you catch that 3-part that transmission series on that Nag?
I got 2 of the 3 parts.
Yeah, it was a mess, man. I got a lot of questions on there. I was gonna try to dig into, but one of the guys was suggesting maybe they went in with the wrong fluid when they flushed it, because it was flush.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the thing about that is, it's hard to accidentally put $30 a quart worth of fluid. that he suggested somebody made it accidentally put 8 and 9 speed fluid in it. That stuff $30 a quart. So I don't think that's a inexpensive guess, or I don't think that was the case. Now they may have went in with the wrong fluid, but that thing was a flush. Let me tell you something else about that job. Valvoline actually pitched in to help this guy out on as far as replacing it, because a Valvoline flush job was used to flush it.
Oh, really?
Oh my God! So they into the model or the theory is just flush them all. I mean, I don't get it, man. And I try to refrain from dogging out the flush procedure, because a lot of shops depend on their revenue stream. So
yes,
I don't want to get on the bad side of anybody's revenue stream. That's a good revenue. Service work is a good revenue stream to have. At some point, you gotta, and at some point and some mileage, you gotta use common sense. Okay, this thing got 150,000 miles. It ain't never been serviced, but we're gonna sell you a flush again.
Well,
so, I don't.
And I've heard you say this a number of times. Like, just doing a flush, like you have all. It's the transmission's a consumable part. It just eats itself.
Yeah.
So if at some point, like when you're at 150,000 miles, if you're not thinking about the torque converter and you're not thinking about clutches, and there's not a whole lot that you're going to get into on that side, anyways.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Not out of here. I'm hearing you on the speaker though. But
okay,
I got a mixer board. I had to add a mixer board to my setup. I'm gonna start doing some podcasts. So now, I will be able to integrate music into the. You need a mixing board to do all that, because straight to the computer. Yeah, so I got to figure out. I got to educate myself on how to set it up and use it. But I'm gonna start with some podcasts and some radio interaction and. Whatever I can do. A
college show, a physical, like somebody could take in their phone and be able to call you will be great, because not everybody's comfortable being on screen.
That's it. Yeah.
So there must be a way that, because I was thinking something similar where you could have a call-in talk show, automotive talk show.
Right.
But people would be more apt to call in than to get on here.
Visually.
Visually, yeah. People don't want their face on camera, but they want to ask the question.
Right. I don't know how to implement that. I just I found the mixing board dirt cheap, a real good one, so I couldn't pass it up. So at some point I'm gonna integrate it into my setup. But
then the insurance company fixed you up on all that equipment you lost, so you
and you know what's weird? It's still not over, guy. We're just taking a break from all this Corona stuff.
Yeah.
The part about the medical stuff is not over.
No, whatever they don't fix you up for on part A, you got to get them on part B.
I don't know when it's gonna be over, but I'm already waiting.
It's in the bag.
Good.
It's in
I
the
miss
bank.
my van, but for the most part, I don't think I would be Ubering right now anyway. So,
No. So you cut up your tire pretty good when you did the last junk haul. You must have had a load in her when you put her down and ate the tire.
yeah, somebody who's at So 76 clean out the inside of the truck. This guy always dogged me out by my truck. He got to realize that it's a junk truck. That is the sole purpose of that truck. At this point in the game, that's a 93 model.
Yeah.
In 95, no, I would not have been carrying junk in that truck. But you know, back in 95, 96, 97, lowriders was the style.
Yeah.
And the wheels fat was in style, not the tall. Everybody want to do 20s and 30s now.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
yes, wide was in
short and fat bottom girl.
Yeah, so because I don't have my original stuff, I can't go back to original. I dropped the truck with blocks, 2-inch blocks in the back, and lowered the front. So I don't know where my original wheels at. So I'm forced to maintain, you know, what I have.
It'd probably be a decent truck to fix up if you wanted to make a little, you know, go back to that retro style.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Cape, that truck do not even have 100,000 miles on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's not even matter of fact, next time on scrap run, I'm gonna flip the camera around so I can see the mileage. It's not 100,000 miles on that truck.
And so they probably just leave that truck at work because you do such a good job keeping the place.
I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to because it's ugly.
But if you didn't leave it there, you wouldn't have a truck. You know, you wouldn't go out and buy a truck just for doing this.
No, shit, no. I got to already own one.
Yeah.
So it's ugly, and it's like I'm bringing down the property value, and I can't bring it to my house because I really bring down the property value. So
that's
right. Forced to live at the shop.
And you're basically doing them a service for nothing. You pick up the $20 bills off the ground.
Yeah, man. They say JT. They be like, JT, come get this junk. I go out there like Fred Sanford and son, bring my truck around and load it all up. So that tire dry rotted too. I had to get another tire if I do another run. But.
You were a little upset that you had to buy a tire. That I think we chatted back and forth on that video. Yeah. But like you got your money's worth at them tires. I could plainly see it.
It's just weird how they dry rot before they wear out. I'd much rather see it worn out and thread or wire in it. But
it got you home. It got you back. It got you back to the shop. So
it definitely did its job. That's for sure. Who's this? John Pichon. ZF870 seems to suffer from hard downshift from 321. When letting off gas when slow, it isn't a problem when in tow mode. Seems like this could be solved with the flash. You, my friend, are exactly right. Now that it's almost a guarantee that that transmission has a flash update available. I would say that. So if nothing else, you got to get in. Now I try to refrain from saying this because I always sound biased and I get jumped on by fellow mechanics that have this capability. I try to stop saying you're gonna have to go to a dealer to get that done because one guy chewed me out pretty good. The dealer not the only one can do stuff, so I try to refrain from that. But as far as the flash update, because they got to go inside your computer TCM, and pull the part number or the software number off of that and match it with the flash update number. If that number is lower than the flash update, then there is a flash update available that will address shift improvements. They just ball it all up into one word and call it shift improvement. Sometimes they'll break it down and say to fix a 3-2 shift or to fix a downshift bump. Sometimes they'll break it down. For the most part, they pretty much try to sum it up in one word. Look at that, Tom Cook. Every time I do a scrap run, I buy a pizza for shop. That's what they want me to do. They told me to buy them a big jug of water. I mean, cases of water. Because they just want me to go to the store and get a whole big case of water. So
are they picking up the blocks? I don't see anybody lifting blocks with you. I don't see anybody throwing junk in the back of your truck.
Same here, man. You see me jacking them up all the time.
Yeah. If somebody was helping me load that junk, I'd buy them a slice of pizza.
Because they always want to know what how much I got, and I always it It wasn't no big deal, man. No.
They got to subscribe to the channel to know how much you got now. Pay me.
There's one guy that followed me in the shop. He came back and like, so you got how much? That's how much you got? That's all you got? So I know he watched it, but I don't want the manager. Matter of fact, I went to his computer and and unsubscribed my channel. I was like, never mind. I don't want to all subscribe him, but yeah. Our job email is linked in with Google, so everybody there's like 100 people there. They got Google accounts. So anytime I jump on a computer, man, me and
everybody know
always getting subbed. Because they already logged in. So every time I go to YouTube, they logged in. I just go to my name and subscribe. So
that's where all my subscribers will be coming from. Like,
every computer it gets like that. Dwayne Turner, dude, I cut the muffler off my 98 Journey and it sounds pretty good. You cut your muffler, man. Is that legal? You gonna be able to pass inspection like that? What state you live in, man? It's,
where does he live? Because that's not the first time he made that comment.
Yeah, we did discuss that last time. I forgot what he said.
I want to live where he lives.
Some inspectors will lay on the ground and see, or they'll use a mirror to see if your cat's still under there, and if you got the cats are before the muffler, right? So and then the muffler, So I don't know how it could be bad. I guess Louisiana, he in Louisiana,
land of the free.
So they just let y'all do anything. There's some counties here in where I'm at, Atlanta, about 30 miles down, that there's no emission required.
Really?
Yes, no emission required. So I can always imagine it's like fogged up heaven out there in that camera. Just the county is just fogged up. But yeah, a lot of people brag on that. Oh, I live in Newton County. They don't require emissions out there. So
they have trees there. That'll take care of it.
Oh, to soak it all up.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? Okay. What was that? My state has a camera. They have to put. They got to put under the car to see and inspect.
Wow, talk about Big Brother seeing your nuts and bolts.
Right, but I'm curious. Is a muffler a requirement? Because I know a cat should be, because
cat's definitely a requirement unless it's an antique or something. Like even around here, you got to have your cats.
Well, yeah, the sole job of a muffler is to quiet down the exhaust, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't think it would be a requirement to. I mean, it'd be loud as hell, but I don't know. He got away with it. Dwayne Turner always doing something to that car. Sandow, can you use a TCM from a V6 and use it on a V8, both Nag from same year, both Chrysler 300? Sandow, that Nag transmission has its own TCM, so it's separate. Can you use a TCM? I think I saw a comment you made. I don't know if it was you. Somebody was asking me, can you swap TCM? The thing you got to worry about, guy, is the part numbers. The part numbers will have to match, okay? Because the part numbers, now the software can be not matching. It's going to be a stamp on those modules. One will be the physical hard part number of the actual part, and the software number, which is changeable. You can go in and change that via a flash or something like that. But can you use a TCM from a V6 and use it on a V8, both Nag 1 from same year, both Chrysler? I would say yeah, man, because like I say, make sure the part numbers match. If the physical hard part numbers don't match, you may run into some problems. So, but I don't know what a V6 and a V8. I assume you're talking about a Hemi or like a versus a 3.5. And a Hemi uses those MDS solenoids. So if you floor it, they might want to drop down. They take away cylinders and things like that. So that may come into play. But if you're gonna do that, at least make sure the part numbers match. You probably be able to pull it off, because I have gone to pull apart and grab TCMs off of 300s, the Nag TCM, and put them on a car and not have to do nothing. So it's basically like they was plug and play. So I've done it before. It's just I ain't have to do nothing extra.
I wanted to ask you something there, JT. Well, since I had you on, remember the warranty transmission you did? You had a 3-part series on it. You thought it might have been cracked.
Oh yeah, that van.
Yeah. Now, because I have a big screen out in the garage, and I generally that's where I watch. Well, I watch everybody's videos that I follow out there. And I was looking at it because my frame of reference was huge, right? The 2 bolts on the bottom look like they were wet. I don't think you were wrong when you said that transmission was cracked.
Oh, stress crack.
Yeah. Everything else was dry as a bone, but them 2 bolts looked like they had a little bit of fluid on them where you were just after cleaning it. I said, oh my God.
The place that sent me that transmission just told me to shut up and do this. I guess they paid. My boss got some money out of them because right now we on guarantee, so he was able to negotiate whatever money he wanted from that company. So they said do it. I did it, and I haven't heard or seen nothing back. And that's his only vehicle, so he really have no. Only time he come back caper is when it's not moving anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not moving anymore because there ain't no more fluid in it. When it came back the last time, check engine lights on and it wouldn't pull because it was empty. So if he ever get to that empty state again, he'd be back. Dang, Tom Cook, my last load was $470, 3,400 pound rotors, 1,700 shred, $700 aluminum. Good Lord.
That's a good haul.
$470?
I tell you, by the looks of what you had in your truck there, because you had 2 of them videos on that, I would have thought you would have had about $300 in there.
I'm not breaking it down. I'm not splitting it up. The aluminum and pulling the aluminum and stuff.
Well, that's it. So you definitely get a whole lot more money if you break it down. But you'd have to have a spot where you could drag all the stuff to, because they're not going to let you break it down in the shop.
No. So, and I don't want to I don't want to spend the time doing it either. Yeah. So. But I hate just giving them, it's going to be awful dead and slow for me to sit there and nitpick, especially those radiators. They want me to put the plastic ends off of the radiators and just leave the, like a condenser. A condenser is straight aluminum.
Yeah.
But the radiators got those plastic,
tags
I
on them.
can't think of the name of those, but they're on the side. And I've even taken aluminum wheels up there. I just didn't have time to take the tire off.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the full amount for I gotta do better, man, because now Tom Cook got me mad. He gonna rub it in. What was that? You ever used the Mopar combustion chamber cleaner on a fuel system? Absolutely. I did a video on that, man. That stuff is so good. I let that stuff soak on top of especially the old model cars. I think I had a Liberty in the shop one day running rough at idle. Okay, a lot of things can cause a rough idle. Y'all know that. But if intake valve, carbon buildup is so heavy on intake valves, that is the number one reason you can have a rough idle. A lot of people confuse a rough idle with a misfire. If you're not missing or rough idling on a low, high RPM, it's likely a rough idle, not a miss. But you brought that combustion chamber cleanup. That's number one reason I use that, man, to break down carbon buildup on intake valves. You're not going to get carbon buildup on the exhaust valve because it is hot in that exhaust environment. So that the heat will burn the carbon buildup off of those exhaust valves. But the intake valves, they tend to, especially on the older car, they tend to build up a cake of it.
Yeah, you got your oil there. Nothing will go away, especially if something's got a synthetic oil in it. It will, and it'll build up on the top of your piston too.
Oh, and carbon buildup.
Yeah, and then it gets hot. It's like a spark plug. Then you get pre-ignition and run on and all. So
that is some good stuff, man. I use that on every tune-up. Every time I have the intake off, I spray that down on just to soak on top of the intake valves until I'm ready to go back together. So by the time I start the car up, hopefully any carbon buildup will have broken down, and you just help the life of your car, I guess. Mechanic men working. It is hard to replace a timing belt on a V6. God, you gotta do better than that. V6, what? Well, any V6, I guess. Is it hard? It all depends. What accessories have to come off? Some V6. I just did one of my friends 3.5 in her Charger. Fairly easy because all I end up removing was the front crankshaft pulley, the covers, and boom, voila, you're there. Of course, it drives a water pump, so we end up replacing both of those. and that idler pulley. I tend to replace anything in there that's rolling. So if you got an idler pulley in there, I get that. I also get the water pump and the timing belt. But
you're in there, replace everything that you can.
Yeah, because you don't want to go back in there.
You don't want to go back in there. It's a big job to get in there to replace a 10-cent part.
Tell me about it, man. That's why you hear how I said on that transmission I'm taking out of that Jeep. I used to be scared to overhaul those because first of all, it's hard to get out, and you know, you just not scared. I used to be, God, please don't let me forget nothing, because God forbid I had to take this thing out just for one little seal.
Yeah,
and it's just paranoid. I'd be paranoid, man.
Oh, especially if you get bit, but that makes you a better mechanic. You got to get bit.
Yeah. So as far as it being hard, man, it depends on how much accessory have to come off. That's with any car. I don't want to call or specify a specific car. It depends on how much stuff have to come off. Sandow, thanks for the answer. I am in South Africa.
Wow.
I can't find V8 parts. Mostly are V6. Oh, man. Greetings, my buddy, my friend from South Africa. You can't find V8 parts. Mostly are V6. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Mechanic man working. It is hard to replace the timing on a V6 minivan. V6 minivan. The only V6 minivan we have the 3.6 engine in it.
Aren't they?
Right, and that's a timing chain.
Yeah, that's a big job.
So, right, but he's saying timing belt.
Yeah.
No, is it hard to replace the timing? Oh, he didn't put belt or what do you mean by replace the timing?
I'd have to say chains.
Oh, he talking about replace. Why would you want to replace the timing chain on a? Can a change wear or stretch? Sure, I assume if it's got a gazillion miles on it, but the only minivan we have out there with a V6 and a timing belt is none.
None.
The 3.8 uses a timing chain too, and that cam is inside the block. So. We went from the 3.8 to the 4-liter minivans. The 4-liter, it has a timing belt. It's just like a 3.5. Okay, so he must be talking about the older model V6. Hey, I just purchased a 2018 Caravan GT. Love it, but what's the deal with the hesitation in reverse with the 62 TE? Man, how long you staying in reverse? You supposed to? That's a one-shot deal. You do, you do your thing and get up out of there.
He's Duke the Hazard in it.
You know, you remember that video I did? That reverse gear has one freaking steel plate and two clutch plates. So now that's a holding clutch in the rear on a 62 TE. But as far as reverse go, and what's weird about the reverse, man, it requires the most pressure for some reason. So I always thought that was crazy, but hesitation in reverse. Now, unless you're talking about taking off, starting off and you could have low fluid can cause that, man. What you think, Cable?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So going uphill.
Hesitation going uphill. Yeah, I didn't see that. Make sure your level. That thing don't have a dipstick in it, so grab you one of them tools. Man, I've seen guys use the oil dipstick, clean it off, and because you got a pretty good idea, depending on, it's supposed to do it based off temperature, but you got a pretty good idea where it should be if you're a mechanic. But I've seen guys clean their oil dipstick and stick it inside the transmission. If that thing got fluid on it, it's not really, really, really low. So, but you could have low fluid, guy. You got to get under there, or you got to check your fluid level. I don't want to make the answer sound too petty, but if it's if it's not simple as a low oil, then
what was that? Asked you a question, JT. What do you notice the decline in quality of aftermarket replacement parts? I bought some quality brands and have switched back to buying genuine parts.
Do you notice? I don't notice because I don't use aftermarket.
No.
Yeah, right. So you remember
I've noticed it. I have noticed it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I'm trapped in a dealership where I've been out 20-some years. That's all I've ever used, unless it's side work and stuff like that. So I can't give an answer on that without, because I don't have a lot of experience using Man, I hadn't been in a parts store in a long time since that time I did that video on that block.
Especially brake parts. I've noticed brake parts have gotten to the point where, you know, they like caliper runners, the notches in them, you have to be grinding, get everything free and working nice. So it's the quality of aftermarket parts has gone in the toilet.
Now the brake job I just did today on the side, the brake job I did today, I just got to the point where I told him to just start giving me new rotors because I'm not what's weird about that is I did his brakes maybe 6 or 7 months ago. So the rotors are grooved in.
Yeah.
And it's time for new rotors again. So will brake jobs become a thing of pads and rotors from now on out?
Well,
because they're inexpensive.
Like a set of rotors, what, 20, 25
bucks? That's what I said. They're inexpensive. Yeah.
They're so cheap now they don't even cut them anymore.
Right. And nobody want to bother resurfacing rotors on that, especially our crazy machine. But guy, what was that? I can't give a opinion on that because mostly what I use is OEM part. So peace to the chat. What's up, Ramazan? Thanks for jumping in, man.
So what was that? So you confirm my suspicion genuine parts are worth it? Well, here's the way I look at it, especially in my own rig. I'm saving money on labor because I'm doing it myself. So put a little better part in.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. You say you've been going to the junkyard and have been hoarding used. You've been hoarding used OEM parts. At that point, they're used parts. It don't matter if they got Mopar wrote on them or not. But,
as long as they're not all used up.
I have to jump back and forth, especially because I want to. So you confirm my suspicion. All right, let me do something right quick. This one guy, how many miles that have? God, I don't know. Matthew Swainson. He talking about that Nag transmission I did. Okay, 547 Harry. I swear that's a Mercedes transmission. I think that Nag do have some Mercedes.
Just 1 second, JT.
Yeah, so I think it do have some Mercedes stuff in it. Would the transmission have worked if you did a service? This Truth Defender, would the transmission have worked if you did a service on it? Or is it too far gone that it would not have done anything? Truth, that transmission was too far gone, buddy. So you saw the pan, or you saw the fluid in the pan, or you saw what was in the pan. It was not looking good. We already so I don't think nothing would have saved that transmission, buddy. So a service job, it don't matter. Nothing would have saved that unit, and it would take a crazy mechanic to even try to save it at that point. Okay, so let me do all the rest of these in this transmission video. The new 8-speed transmission don't need service. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it don't need service. I would say the manufacturer recommend you not service it. In fact, they call it a feel for life transmission. So that is a semi-true wrong statement. Or the way he worded Caper, he said a new 8-speed transmission don't need service. I know if I own one right at 100,000 miles, I'm servicing it no matter what the manufacturer suggests, because
all the manufacturer's concerned with it, and I think it's fair for me to be able to say this. All the manufacturer's concerned with is it gets you out of that 7 years that it's warranty for, or 6 years, or 5 years, or whatever time you have. So they don't want anybody touching it up, because it's an opening a can of worms. That's all Chrysler, Ford, or Chev. They don't want no worms. They just leave it alone.
Yeah, man. He said, I know if I own one at 100,000 miles, it's getting the unit. I'll be scared to fool with it while it's still under warranty, because if something happened, they can easily analyze the fluid and see if you install the wrong fluid. In fact, the only time they suggest you change it if the fluid got contaminated. Now think about this, Caper, for a second. Only time they recommend you mess with the fluid is if it's contaminated. There's only one entry port on that transmission, on the actual transmission, besides the cooler lines. That's the entry port. But I guess radiator can rupture and coolant can get in. I go, okay, I take that. But as far as you accidentally putting the wrong fluid in it, you have to do a lot of work because it's only one entry point on the actual case. It's an Allen head you got to take off and push fluid in it. So it's almost impossible for you to put the wrong or contaminate it rather. And I think what they mean by contaminated is like you accidentally put some windshield washer fluid in it.
The average like your average Joe, would never find the place to put that.
Yeah, so I don't get it. Tom Cook, we always replace pads and rotor. At your dealership, we still got a rotor machine. So I guess it depends on how I feel and if I want to say it, because the labor is still the same, Cape. No matter if you replace the rotors or not. So actually, all you're doing is causing more work on yourself, but you taking a small risk in losing the job because dealership rotors are not cheap. They're not $20, $30 like you just.
And I don't mind putting an aftermarket rotor on. It's better than
right. It's wrong with that.
You know, sometimes try to buy the best pad you can, but you know, there's no an aftermarket rotor is better than a chewed up factory one.
Yeah, but if we do go that route, only way we get aftermarket rotors is if we don't stock the OEM rotors. If we stock it, they won't even I'm like, dude, I can save this customer $80. Just go call out Advanced Auto down the street, they'll bring them to him. But he'd be like, no, we have those in stock. We selling ours at $150 a piece.
Yeah.
Then I may lose the job. That's my biggest fear. Okay, so at that point, I might cut the rotors. I don't know. But Tom Cook said they always replace pads and rotors. You could price yourself out of a job because you got Joe Blow down the street to do brakes for $50.
Yeah.
So it could become a competition type thing. So.
Depends on how hungry you are that week.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful with that. Tom Cook, yes, that Nag is a Mercedes. I figured that. I just said I had my Nag class was over a decade ago when I went to school on that Nag transmission.
Nag sounds like a German unit.
Yeah. So 208 meaning you woo. My 2016 Jeep Wrangler is getting a new driver's side head. I was trying to run down a code on the number 2 cylinder. That is the only way you're gonna get a head guy. In fact, that head is on back order. So good luck with your parts department trying to get one. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but one time I had to generate a code or make a code happen. You know, codes are captured on the computer, so they can easily find out if that code was actually there. In other words, you just can't verbally say, I got a misfire cylinder too. It's got to be documented.
Verified.
Yeah. So let me tell you what I did one time. I took a spark plug and chipped the electric light off and put it back in. That damn car still wouldn't misfire on that cylinder.
Jesus.
I was like, what? I don't know if it was compensating, trying to fix it on his own. I don't know, but I couldn't get a misfire. But I needed that checking in line. I needed that code to appear. But it just would not come by doing it. So I end up just running and taking the whole freaking coil out. I'm gonna kill the cylinder one way or the other, but and then
take that spark plug, beat it on the bench till you.
So I end up pulling the plug, but I was trying to generate a fault code, a P0302. That's cylinder 2. I was trying to generate that, but chopping the electrolyte off that plug wouldn't do it. So I end up taking the coil out. Then I got the plug because it has a misfire, and you actually need a head. It just that code have to be there, and then we print it out and staple it to the RO. That's proof because they know anybody can say I had misfire. Yeah, that's the only way you get in the head.
And the coil on plug, the spark is so strong. Wow. You could take the electrode off. It'll find something. It'll fire off the cylinder wall.
Yeah, so that's probably why I had a hard time getting into miss. Like I say, 208, that head is on back order, so you might have to wait. I had to put one back together and give it to the customer, and she just had to bring it back when the head show up. But you're obligated to the head because of that. And another thing, that only lasts up until 150,000 miles. After that, you're on your own. So it's a good thing you got it documented. In other words, you complained while you were still under warranty. Good luck with that, man. I hope y'all pull it out. And I'm gonna give you some tips, man. Now this is not included in that warranty. It's a warranty extension. It's not a recall. First of all, a lot of people get that confused. It's a warranty extension. One thing I suggest, it may cost you a little extra money. Go in with a new valve train parts, meaning rocker arms. So you may not never have to go back into that head again. If you go, you get a new head already, but it doesn't come with rockers and lifters. So if you go in with new rockers and lifters, that should hold you for the life of your vehicle at that point. So
that would only be smart. They got to put it together anyway. So
right, it's no extra labor.
Yeah.
At all. They got to put all them same rocker arms back, and it's to your advantage to go have them go back in with a new stuff. What was that? Right, it's a rotor. Right, it's a rotor. Okay. Tom Cook, AutoZone lifetime warranty on what? Tom, what are you talking about? I guess we were talking about the rotors. You can do lifetime warranty on rotors. I mean, that's
I know they have lifetime on brake pads, but I didn't know on rotors.
How is that brake pads even possible? It's a wearable item. They must be talking about if it come apart or something.
There's the ceramic pads. Some of the ceramic pads come with a lifetime warranty, but they know that once the rotor wears out, you got to get new pads anyways, because you'll never see it in ceramic pads. The harder the pad, the
turn the dryer off. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's what's up. The dealership is going to replace it under warranty. Yeah, that's a warranty extension 208. But like I say, man, it'd be in your best interest to get in the mechanic ear. I mean, create a bond with the mechanic that's actually doing it. So I mean, some guys
take them a cup of coffee.
Yeah, some guys gonna want extra 3 hours labor for that. And I'm telling you, it's no additional work because you're
getting paid for it anyways.
You gotta individually pick the lifters up and set them back in the same spot you removed them. But I don't know. It depends.
It's actually less work if you got new hardware, because you don't have to find the same spot for the same.
Yeah,
because you should try to match your followers.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah,
I would. 208. Many thanks. Would the dealership be doing that under warranty? Yeah, man. It's a warranty extension. Only, dude. Wait a minute, my man. 2016. That's not covered on the. You talking about X56 warranty extension? That only is from 2011 to 2013. Now, if your car still have a powertrain warranty, yes, that's different. So the year of your Wrangler drops you out of that X56 warranty extension. So you likely, if they're gonna do it on the warranty, it's likely just your simple powertrain warranty. So which means you probably could go ahead and get lifted, but they're only gonna replace the ones they see bad. We can't do all of them just for the sake of. You remember me saying that, Caper? They make me do the one rocker arms. That's crazy.
It's insane. You dress a set like.
I don't care if that car come back next week. You replace that one that's broken.
The next video that I'm coming up, because I'm dressing a set of trick flow heads.
Oh yeah, for
my modular motor. But you will recognize all the hardware. All the followers are the 4.7 Dodge, the 4.6 Ford, and I'm sure them followers are even the same that's in the 3.5 and the 3.6 that you're having all the problems with.
Right.
And yeah, it's amazing how much the manufacturers, they're actually sharing a lot of parts. Like Ford and Chev, they share a transmission together. They're body by Fisher, as they used to say.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Who is it? John Pashan. No, I skipped one. John Pashan, guess I am due. Wait a minute. I skipped John at the top. 2013 Ram Tradesman 60K miles. The 8 HP 70 makes low whining, whirling noise in reverse. Dealer says it's normal, as does Ram form, but I thought this was a sign of restricted fluid lines or a filter. 2013, only 60K? Man, that's you're doing good as far as not a lot of miles on it, but because of that, you should be on the what's 7 plus 13? Ooh, you might be closing out of that 7 years warranty, man. You definitely out of 336 based on year and the mileage. But I guess your question is that normal to be whining and whirling noise in reverse? Depending on how loud it is, it should be. No, I wouldn't think that's normal. Any.
I'm just gonna pass something by you here, JT. Could that be the rear end? They had the pinions back off in them trucks.
Dude, yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, you do have to distinguish whether it's actually the transmission or the diff, rear diff, or I mean, if it's 4-wheel drive, it can be the front. But
the rear
said it's normal, so I assume they drove it and verified. I always have a hard time telling a customer a noise is normal. You know, unless we got something to compare it, the same model car we can compare it to. I just always had a hard time pulling that off. I don't know how some of these dealers pull off some of the stuff they do.
Oh, I've been through the ringer with some of the stuff they pull off, but
man, dude, we got some. Maybe it's Georgia. These customers don't want to hear what they don't want to hear. Especially if they still in the warranty and they got a lot of more payments left.
Yes, I want a warranty forever.
so yeah, man. It's hard for me to say if it's the normal or not without hearing it. So I'm not sure because I don't know what noise you say. Whirling and whining noise. But like we were saying earlier, be careful. Don't mix transmission noise, or don't confuse the transmission noise with the diff noise.
Because I know the diff, when the pinion nut is backing off on them, they sound like an old granny gearbox when they're backing up. Because it will give you a whining noise because the pinion's moving around. Yeah, and that 2013 model, we had a recall on the pinion bearing on that year. So you might want to check into that, guy, see if your vehicle apply for any of that. 208 meaning rockers and valves will be covered under the warranty. I'm confused, I guess. I appreciate all your help. Yeah, rockers and valves. Okay, then, guy, if they doing your head on the warranty and they find in the process of putting your valve train back together, if they find any rock arms is broken, they're obligated to go ahead and replace it. The problem you may run into is it may be some that's starting to weaken and fail. And so I was just giving you advice that you might want to see if you can get them to go ahead and replace them all, so you won't have to go back into it, because you may run out. Your warranty may be up in another 10,000 miles when they're there. Even if they charge you an hour's labor to put the rest of them in, you're still way ahead of the game, because it's well, how many hours they charge to get down to the valve cover?
The head job pay 9 point, depending on the vehicle. I've got 9 hours out of on the minivan, the front cylinder head. So
9 hours to take it apart and put it back together. If you replace it all now, you're saving 9 hours down the road, because the rest of them are going to fail.
Yeah, it's possible. John, I guess I am due for a fluid and filter change and flash update. Fluid and filter change. You have a fluid and flash update. Yeah, that you might as well, man. You ain't got nothing to lose, and plus you would be up to date anyway if you get that done. So that might be a good option for you to try before spending a lot of time and resources in it. 208, would it be in my best interest if they're not going to replace all of them to pay out of my pocket? Yes, man. That's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if they go for it, that way you won't have to. You pretty much, because what I've heard, the rocker arms are redesigned, stronger or whatever. Once you go in with the latest and greatest part, that should hold you for the remaining life of your car. Valve train wise, head wise, unless something catastrophic happened, you should be fine after that.
Because the front side isn't that bad to do.
Oh, it's not.
But if somebody's in that backside, replace it all.
Oh yeah. But okay. So he's saying he's getting his front one done though. So, but yeah, I'd say it's in your best interest to go ahead. All right, you do a reverse trans flush when fluid change is okay. You do a reverse trans flush. You do a reverse trans fluid flush when fluid filter is changed too. I've been known to see people do both, a filter service and a flush. So I've seen that. That's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a lot expensive because you want that advantage of getting your transmission flush, and you also want the advantage that goes with doing the service, which is the filter. So, to me, it's a double win. But like I said, that could get expensive, man.
Funny, you were the transmission job you were talking about the other day, where you had to shut it off to let the dirt come out of the filter.
Yes.
There was an Impala on the side road here, right? And he's revving it up. He can't crest the little grade of hill, right? He was just, I'm looking for my camera. I said, I got to film this. He must have seen your channel because he shut it off, started it back up, and boom, he was gone up over the
hill. Yeah, you can easily cook one that way, but you can starve it real bad.
Oh, this thing didn't look like it was long for the world anyways.
Yeah, 5.4 Harry. Nag one is a 5-speed. Yep, that's it, baby. 5-speed. That's the only reason that trans went away. It's not enough gears. This day and age, it's either 8 or more. Yeah. Our front wheel drive cars have 9 speeds now. So.
I think 6 was enough, honestly, JT.
6 is, you think so?
6 is more than enough because you get to that point where you can't lug a gas engine like a diesel. So, if you looked at like dyno numbers, like this, even the Hemi, take the biggest, baddest Hemi they make. The 6.4, what's that make? 400 and some horsepower. But at 1,000 RPM, it's a Toyota Corolla. And it's trying to lug that big truck down the road. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, it's beyond what the new things don't change. You got to have enough power to operate down that lower RPM, or it's just going to lug the engine and kill it.
Yeah, well, in the engineer's eyes, they had to stay competitive. God damn it! If Toyota want to go to 8-speed, we going to 8-speed. But the Nag had to go away, and it did it. It had its time, and it had a good run. It just was only 5 gears, and it don't matter. Some of these transmissions, they can play with the software and get another speed out of they can bring a
lock up the converter.
Yeah, they can play tricks with it software wise. Make the planetary do certain things and get another gear out of it, but that Nag was pegged out.
I'm sure the 6-speed that was in my last truck, and I love the 6-speed that was in my truck. Yeah. I'm sure it was a 3-speed, and the other 3 speeds were from locking up the converter.
To achieve that other gear.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like having a Ruxel in your rear end, right? It's you lock up the converter and
And I actually got a correction. I have to refrain from saying something. And it's based off a car I worked on. That actual Jeep Wrangler that I did, that was a 2016 model and had a Nag. I was under the impression the Nag went away in 2014, but obviously I was wrong because that was a 2016. And it had a Nag in it. So
and the way I look at it, sorry, the way I look at the gearing is overdrive was 0.7 to of 1, so there's only if you get your final gear is 0.5, how much further can you go? So it's it's
crazy. It's crazy. It's John. Oh, he said it's the training. He said it is the training. I changed diff fluid 2 years ago, but that don't make it not the diff because you changed the fluid. So
yeah, because if somebody didn't check that pinion, and I'm just gonna do a quick check, see if that's still under recall. 2013.
Yeah, he said it was a 2013 Ram something.
Yeah.
So Tom Cook, warranty forever was 28. A lifetime warranty, lifetime powertrain warranty. You mean, Tom? You know what, Tom? That Pacifica that I did was a 2008, and that transmission was lifetime warranty. So lifetime warranty. I know they glad that's over and done with. So 547 Harry, when did they redesign the rockers? Dude, it's based off the part number. So you got the part number, the last 2 digits are letters. So as those letters go up, that just represent design change, maybe. I don't know, but the part number going to remain the same probably for the life of that particular parts. The changes will be seen via the last two letters of the part number. In other words, if it's the original one was AN and AB, you probably up to AE now. So those are little small revisions that that was a way to tell if something was changed, I guess. So I hope I'm explaining that right. I don't know. Tom work at a dealer, so I don't know if I hit that on nail or not, Tom, but whatever. So.
I'm sure there's still a recall on the
Oh,
2013.
yeah, it's worth looking into. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So who is this? Honda Accord installed a 10-speed in the new Accords. I think it's overkill. A 10-speed in a Honda. Whoa, when does it end?
A car's got to be
overkill.
A car's got to be light enough to have that many gears.
Holy shit!
And
10-speed automatic.
Cars today ain't suffering from a weight loss program. They're getting heavier by the day. You know, the nanny state, putting, sensors in for everything. I had a truck out that had a coffee cup holder sensor in it. Who was the genius?
Hot coffee is?
Yeah, your coffee might tip. That's what the warning light came on the dash when I was getting to the bottom of my coffee, and it was the spill warning came. All this bullshit that you add to a vehicle. For one, it costs money, and it makes it heavier. It makes it, cars become less efficient just by all the bullshit that they add to them. And I don't mean to drop the BS bomb on your channel.
It's cool. It's cool. Okay. That is. He said he think it's overkill. I don't know, man. It depends on what they're trying to achieve. I guess they're trying to achieve the lowest RPM possible at 70 miles an hour. Emissions. They're trying to achieve lower emissions. I don't know what they're trying to achieve with 10-speed transmission. But
about 7-8 years ago, when the fuel injection really got refined and the O2 sensors got really refined, vehicles' emissions were as low as they could possibly make them. Now they got that shut-off feature in them. They'll shut off at the stop sign, which it may do something for emissions, but you'll never save enough money on gas with that auto stop to pay for the starter. It's going to burn out from starting all the time.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're trying to do. 208 again. What's going on? 208. Okay, my Jeep have the valve train work on for the third time under warranty. So now they are going to replace the driver's head, and yes, I will replace rockers and valve if they want. Good idea, buddy. Good idea. I agree with you. Andrew Douglas, what's the best replacement transmission for the Nag 1?
Another Nag 1?
Yeah. Either you're gonna have to you need another vehicle, because the only trans that I don't know. The Nag 1. He didn't say what kind of car. What's the best replacement transmission for a Nag 1? Have you ever put a different transmission on a car took one brand of tranny out and put in, say, I guess the equivalent of the Nag 1 at that time was the 545 RFE. So bell housing wise, I'm sure it'll fit, but man, you'll run into all kinds of problems electronically. The computer, you could. I ain't sure that's a good idea, buddy. It might be time just to change cars with a different transmission. So yeah, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go with another Nag 1, just a newer one, I guess. Or
I've seen some sealed units that you were putting in, and the prices that you were quoting, that Chrysler sent this out, and it was like $2,000 or $1,500. It was quite reasonable for a new piece.
Yeah. Okay. 5477. I have the 2018 Jeep Wrangler. It still has the Nag. Wow. So my thinking was it went away in 14. I replaced one on a 2016 Wrangler. My man here, 5477 Harry, said he have a 2018 Wrangler that still uses the Nag. So ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. We lie. I will refrain. I will shut my mouth because obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. As far as the Nag life ending in 2014, that's not the case. So they're still being used in the Wrangler. I have yet to see an 8-speed in the Wrangler though. Cape. Now the 8-speed showed up in the 300s, the LX body cars in 2014, mid-year 2014. So I'm correct on that part, but this guy got a 2018 still using the Nag 5-speed Nag.
I consider him lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They got all the bugs out by now.
Yes.
Every lad, you probably won't have no problems out of that transmission, buddy. Unless you don't want your Nag to end up like that video I just posted. So skip the flushes until after a service. So get the filter replaced first and then do
I like the X body cars.
Yeah. This will be the third time that rockers and valves I worked on in my Jeep, and I appreciate your challenge. You're welcome, buddy. Man, thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. Tom Cook, you are correct about part numbers. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's the letters at the end, I guess. So somebody told me that a long time ago. I had forgot, but it's starting to stick with me. They put in vacuum sweepers in Pacifica. Vacuum sweeper. What we talking about, Tom? Vacuum sweeping the new Pacifica, the minivan Pacifica, or the old ones? Because I got an old Pacifica. That sucker still sitting at Walmart. I got to go check on that, Cape. See?
You own it?
See, yeah, it's mine. I had to get it off the dealership lot, and I couldn't bring it home. So it's been sitting at Walmart. And now with Walmart closing at 8 o'clock,
free parking.
Right. It might be highly visible now as the only car on the lot after 8. So
yeah,
this might be a bad time for your car. When it was 24 hours, it didn't look suspicious.
No.
They shutting Walmart down at 8 now. Y'all doing the same thing out there?
Yes. There's nothing open until past 8 o'clock here now.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that the strange things that this affects. So you got stuff hit everywhere. So I'm so
I finally got rid of that neon I had at Walmart for the last year. I just told Pull Apart to come get it. They gave me $250 for it. So I gave them the title. I got a PT Cruise up there. It's overheating. I'm too lazy to pull the head on. And I'm not pulling the head just to put a head gasket on it. That's for damn sure. So I don't got time. So if somebody would want to buy it for the same price that Pull Apart to give me, they welcome to it, because I might as well give it to somebody that can do something with it as opposed to let Pull Apart get it and sell parts off of it. So I might stick I don't know. Is it free now to put ads in Craigslist? I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, it's still free. It's
still free?
Yeah.
Yeah. I might post it up in Craigslist. Like, if you want it, $250, come get it, man. I got the title sitting here. God, 5477. 8-speed showed up in the Wrangler in the JL 2018. All right, so it must be a mid-year thing. I was having kitchen sink, laughed my ass out. Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all jumping in. Whoa, we up to 1 hour and 7 minutes. What's your ending thoughts, Kate?
What's my ending thoughts? Well, I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope JT finds a home for all his delinquent vehicles.
It won't be at my home. My girl would kill me if I bought that old junk on the lot. Yeah. She would kill me.
My driveway is full of delinquent vehicles, so I know how. But I got pretty good neighbors, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But you got to be good to your neighbors, so they'll be good to you.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what dealing with the green screen, you can't have green on, right? I learned that the hard way.
Yes, it's a mess. I wasn't down here in a week. I haven't done any green screen stuff in a couple of weeks, but I'll turn it off just to show you what's behind me here.
Are you in your garage?
No, I'm not in the garage. Let's green screen. None. I papered it up with
that's the cheaper alternative.
Yes, it worked until the masking tape started falling off. I was just playing, right? So
yeah, you can see mine back there. because I got it looking like I'm in I got the pictures of my buddy's shop, 2 cars behind it. So yeah, it works pretty good.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I'll fix that.
I pull it up because it's junky in here, and I didn't really want that background. Well, man, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I'm gonna go ahead. My grandson's still here, so I'm gonna go ahead and play with him a lot. What is Tom talking about? Try Facebook Marketplace. What were we talking about?
Facebook. Selling your delinquent vehicles.
Oh, instead of Craig, that's another option beside Craigslist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Appreciate that, Tom. But guys, let me get out of here, man. Yeah. It was fun chit-chatting with y'all.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks for jumping on board, Kate. I appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
That's what's up, man. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. I gotta go in the living room and handle something. So
all
see
right,
y'all later, guys.
Keep cool in the hot sun.
All right.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.